In most cases, when you open Microsoft Word, your fonts are defaulted to Times New Roman 12 point size and black font. Open Microsoft Word to a new blank document. Now, my document opened as Calibri 11 as far as my fonts are concerned. So notice the font window right here on the ribbon on the Home tab. So my fonts right now are defaulted to Calibri and the size is 11, but we can change this. And so we're going to talk about changing the fonts, the size, and the color. Whenever you want to apply formatting in Microsoft Word, you need to highlight the text. So let's highlight this text here. Go ahead and type the words computer vocabulary and highlight the text. And on your font menu here, there is a down arrow I want you to click on. When you click on that arrow, notice the options that appear in the drop down. First of all, there are theme fonts, but then there are recently used fonts. And these two are the most recently used fonts that I've used rather in my document. And then notice all of your fonts, and they are listed in alphabetical order. Now, if we want to get to Times New Roman, for example, which is probably a standard for perhaps writing papers in school or even letters, if we want to get to Times New Roman, obviously we can scroll down to it, but I think a much quicker way would be to type the letter T in this window. And notice that takes us all the way down to where the fonts start with the letter T. And if you scroll down just a little more, you will see Times New Roman. So click on Times New Roman, and notice that is applied to our text now. We've just changed our fonts. And we can always go back to the font window again, click the drop down, and then choose a different font. Again, the text should still be highlighted. Now we're going to change the font size, which is in this window here. And notice it says font size. This is the font size command. Click the drop down and choose 12. And notice the size of our font change. We can even go back and choose perhaps 22, and notice the font obviously is larger. And so that's one way of changing the font size or increasing the font size. But there are two other icons here that will increase the font size as well. Notice the one just to the right of the font size command. This icon, the letter A, it says increase font size. So if we click on that a couple of times, notice the font size will increase. The one just to the right of it will decrease the font size. So click on that and watch the number in the window. Take it all the way back down to 12. And then there's one more option here, and that is to change the font color. Again, text must still be highlighted. The font color icon is right here. And there are two parts. Notice we can always click on this part here. Right now, whatever that color is in that window, that color will be applied to this text. But let's click the drop down arrow and choose any other color that we find in here. It doesn't matter. I'm just going to choose gold. And then I'm going to click anywhere else on my screen, and notice gold has been applied. Let's highlight the text one more time. And again, remember I said whatever color is on this side will be applied to it. This is the last color that we use, which is gold. But if we click the drop down and then choose automatic, or we can come here and choose black, notice black will be applied, and it also stays right there on that icon. And so that's how you change the fonts, the size, and the color in Microsoft Word.